not go back to school in the winter semester either, and do another trip. I found a cheap flight to Dublin from St. John's, Newfoundland. It was 166 Canadian dollars for a one-way flight. So I'm like, okay, next year in the spring, this was, well, you know, it was, I guess, late spring. It's mid-June, June 10th, June 9th, June 11th, something like that. I would get to St. John's, Newfoundland. I'd hitchhike to St. John's, Newfoundland, fly to Europe, and hitchhike around Europe. Once I had that planned, I was thinking about it more, and I decided that I was going to see how far I could push it, and I booked a flight home from Tokyo, Japan 6 months later, and had to try and hitchhike from Europe to Japan, except for a couple little hops across waters. But anyway, it was just an escalation. I did a trip, I liked it, I did more. I did a trip, I liked it, so I did more. And then after 4 years of doing that on and off, I decided I wanted to film it, and it became self-sustaining in a couple months, so I just kept doing it full-time. To go after hitching becomes less fulfilling for you. Do you have a hobby or passion or something else we don't know about? I don't know what I'm going to do after this. I had old hobbies from before, but it's not something I'm going to pursue as a career. I had like old man hobbies. I collected coins, and I restored straight razors a bit, and I collected shaving paraphernalia, double-edged razors, straight-edge razors. And I created, my morning routine was very therapeutic to me before I went to college. I would have a nice shower, and then I had like all my shaving brushes. I'd warm up my soap and stuff like that, and just like whip up a nice lather with my Badger shaving brush, and like that was my morning. I turned a chore into a hobby because it made it more interesting. But I don't know what I want to do if I don't do this. Old man hobbies, I collect coins too. Marlies, you're an old man. I'm an old man. We're all old men here, right? What type of coins do you collect? Do you go from like more like one area, or do you kind of worldwide? I mostly collected Canadian coins, but if I found anything cool from other places, I'd collect them. Also, I worked a lot at cash desks at Costco and different retailers, and I would always look for silver and dimes and quarters. Pre-1968 in Canada was silver. So if I find a quarter or nickel before then I'd swap it out for a quarter that I had and take that home with me. So I had quite a few little silver from my time working as a cashier. Well, it's infrequent to find one, but you still find them. Worldwide, Marlies? Yeah. Maybe when you're older and have a job, you could turn the camera back on and do some hitching on holidays. Maybe. But this is my job right now. This is currently my job. You liking the 2 beer? I think it's good. I like it. I don't see anything wrong with it. All your travels when you're the most scared? Probably some close calls with accidents, or the exclamation point shooter 1, exclamation point shooter 2. I didn't like bullets coming my way. The soap you like for the shaving? I don't think I could even remember the types of soaps and creams I used. I used to sing stuff money-wise for 4 years before streaming. I'd work half the time, travel half the time. So, I'm very frugal, and I can be very, very frugal. I'm less so now that I've been streaming for a year and a half, but my natural tendency is to spend next to no money. So, when I was at home working, I'd spend like no money. I'd never go out drinking. I wouldn't do much, because I prioritized what I wanted to do, and that was to save money for my next trip. And then when I was traveling, I realized that the less money I spent on a day-to-day basis, the longer I could go on a trip before I have to go and get another job and repeat this process. So I'd work normal jobs, mostly retail.